NBA Today, presented by DraftKings Sports.
NBA Today is live here at the Alamo in San Antonio, our home all week long. And really, there's nothing better than the NBA Finals. And if last night was any indication of what this series may be like, then we are certainly in for a ride.
There is no sound in basketball like a finals crowd on the first home game.
It's dominant! Dominant on three, 1, 2, 3.
Dylan Harper on fire in his first finals game. Jalen Brunson taking this shot to the knee.
And Jalen Brunson coming back on the floor for the New York Knicks.
It has been a gritty, tough day. Trade baskets right now. A lot of pressure, a lot at stake here. Back to Brunson. Corner three is up. Bang!
Brunson holding up high. Now cuts to the left. Hops back, digs in, shot up, and good!
12 consecutive wins for the Knicks as they take game one of the NBA Finals.
The New York Knicks, they keep this absolutely magical, historic run going as we say hello, welcome to NBA Today. Alongside Kendrick Perkins, Danny Green, Chiney Ogwumike, Brian Windhurst, I'm Malika Andrews. And certainly it feels like the New York Knicks fans, there's a couple more today than yesterday.
Hey, look, can we get security? Because I know they're going to be mad for what I'm about to say. I told y'all the Knicks was going to win yesterday. Big body Brunson. Ain't no Spurs. Ain't no Spurs. Big Brunson house. Tell Wemby to fight back. That's what y'all do. Tell them to fight back.
Are you not going to give me credit? I picked the Knicks as well.
Oh, well, you didn't say nothing to them?
That is very
Don't let me get jumped.
better than anyone. It is still incredibly early on in this series. There is a
Why are you choosing violence? Why are you choosing violence?
Brunson did.
Is certainly here. We saw it in game one, but also media day is happening as we speak. We know the Spurs, they already had a film session this morning. The New York Knicks are on the court as we are talking right now. Jalen Brunson, he spoke moments ago about that comeback that Kendrick Perkins was absolutely right about.
In the world we live in now, everyone wants things instantly. And so from our perspective, it's all about just getting better every single day. Keep chipping away, being 1% better. When you take steps back, how can you improve? It's always about just how can you improve, and having that mentality and focus and approach, I think allowed us to still be students of the game and still find ways to learn, even through wins, and I think we need to continue to do that.
Normal means trusting each other, trusting the basketball guys, trusting the game plan, executing, and not relying on talent so much to make shots or to save the day. You know, I mean, we've been playing a certain way all season, and we've been successful this way, and there's no reason to change the day the finals start.
Well, it was the San Antonio Spurs that were up by double digits in the third quarter before the New York Knicks did what we have seen them do so many times this postseason. Perk, what impressed you the most?
Well, their togetherness, but in order to overcome a deficit, you have to get stops. And while everyone is harping on, you know, big body Brunson in the fourth quarter, Karl Anthony Towns being aggressive against Wemby, they held them to 95 points. And one thing that stood out to me is, if you go back and you watch that game, I counted 4 or 5 times where big body Brunson got back in transition by himself. And since he led the league in taking charges, he actually stopped the transition buckets because he's great at doing this. And it's a little thing that doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but check this out. This is what I'm saying. Stephon Counts, he's stopping them. Look at the effort. Look at the leadership. Look at the want to will. And, like, guys don't highlight that, but that's a real thing.
Perk, that is such an amazing thing to point out because it's kind of the way people treat Wemby. They go in there and they're like, no, I'm going back out. And now Lily's taller than me. Jalen Brunson, a foot and a half shorter than Victor Wembanyama, was getting the same results defensively.
Right.
That is unbelievable that Perk found that. You such a good point, Perk. Rare W for you.
I ever told you I like you? Huh? I ever told you I like you?
Did you not not hear the rare W part? Yeah, okay.
I turned away.
Oh, okay.
I mean, for me, the Knicks have they've been relentless, and they've shown it time and time again. Last year's postseason, this year's postseason, in the Cleveland series, the game 1 down 22. This one, I thought the Spurs had a handle on the game the whole way through. Third quarter, I'm like, oh, they got game 1 in the books. No. They kept coming back. They kept fighting. OG Anunoby getting some baskets, big ones.
He had 12 points in the
Towns
fourth
getting
quarter.
rebounds. Jalen Brunson, of course, in the clutch. And defensively, what they were doing. But offensively, they just kept going.
When you're Jalen Brunson is so much more than a shooter, but when you're having an off-shooting night, when you were struggling and you're putting shots up, Jalen Brunson was not afraid to keep shooting.
Wasn't bashful.
Certainly was not. How do you continue to flip that mindset when you're actually in the game and you're saying, so far I've been cold?
That takes years of maturity. And a superstar, sometimes, most role players, once they miss a couple, they're like, all right, maybe I'll shy away from the shots.
Right.
It takes me years of maturity to forget about that last shot and think about the next shot. But after year 3 or 4, it's like, I might go 0 for 9, but that 1 for 10 might win the game, might change the game. But in my younger years, I might not shoot that 10th one because I was so scared of the moment. Jalen Brunson, obviously, he's been doing this since he's in college. He's been a winner at Villanova. He's a winner here. And he's a clutch player of the year for a good reason because he doesn't care or matter what. Whatever it takes to win, if I take 30 or 40 shots, I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to make sure I get my team there.
For the first 3 quarters, Jalen Brunson really struggled. He shot 32%. And then, in the fourth quarter, close your ears, Spurs fan. Fourth quarter, he shot 56% from the floor, had 13 of his 30 points. Let's break it down because it starts with his filthy floater. Watch this. He escapes the screen, and watch this here. In the paint, just tosses it. That's underhanded. That's wild. So it's filthy floater. Then he has this fantastic finish. We're talking about a Knicks team that wants to run and gun. He is fearless. One defender in front of him, he sees the paint. He's not afraid whether it's Champagny or whether it is Victor Wembanyama. He is going to hit you with that fillet. And last but not least, this is why he's great and probably arguably playing the best basketball in the postseason and closing minutes because of his fancy footwork. He's able to get the crossover, pivot, hesitate, step through, look at the time, 40 seconds left. Excellent defense, and then he hits the dagger. You look at the consummate body of work. Someone told me that it takes a level of vulnerability to be great as a basketball player. You have to not be afraid to miss it to learn how to make it when it matters most. Jalen Brunson is that guy. It does not matter what the package looks like. It's about the performance, and we saw that in the fourth quarter when he was trusted the most.
And what's that quote that get tossed around? It got to be in you, not on you. And I didn't play with a whole lot of Hall of Famers, and I didn't witness them in those moments, from Paul Pierce to Kevin Durant. And what you notice is that he didn't give a damn that he was struggling in the first, second, and third quarter. And his teammates knew, because if you watch the isolation basketball, it went back to everybody space out, give me room to work. No one was complaining. No one was trying to get the ball. They knew. Instead of, everybody around New York, they used to be delusional fans, right? When they was trying to get a savior, right? They was trying to get a savior. They was trying to trade or thinking about trading for Giannis. Well, Jalen Brunson is actually their savior. They found their savior. They found him.
He was the head of the snake last night. He is the leader of this team. But in a lot of ways, Karl-Anthony Towns, most of this game, was the New York Knicks' best player.
Listen, at the beginning of this week, Mike Brown came to Karl Towns and said, Karl, you are going to be our primary defender on Victor Wembanyama. Right. And Karl Towns said, I accept that challenge. And there it was last night. We all were watching for the first possession. Who's going to be on Victor Wembanyama? They're like, oh, man, we're putting the big cat on him. Well, how fast is Cat going to get 2 fouls? He didn't. He kept his hands out of the cookie jar. He moved his feet. Victor couldn't get by him. Victor couldn't get by him.
On that little half step off the dribble.
And here's the thing. When you can play one-on-one, that means no rotation. No help, no rotation, no kick out for threes.
Right.
No kick out for threes, no Spurs guards hurting you. No kick out for threes. The Knicks guards can then come and swipe. They can help and swipe. And that's what they did. They took it off him 6 different times. Karl Towns held Victor Wembanyama to 2 of 14 shooting as a primary defender. I don't expect to see that again, but him being able to keep him in check as a heads-up defender, difference-making in the game.
People forget that Cat, he's a northeastern New Jersey guy, has a lot of pride. It was a top pick. Number 1 pick,
for
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you're right.
Franchise guy they predicted him to be. So everybody's talking about how great Wemby is, and he's going to be the best player in the face of the NBA. Cat's like, I'm pretty damn good too. I'm gonna show you what I can do. Not just on the offensive end, but he was bullying them on the boards, on the rebounds. He was inside and bullying them. As you can see here, it was possessions where these are back-making possessions. This is the third quarter where it turned. He's got Wemby on him right here. He pushes Wemby underneath, gets his rebound. These are deflating plays, getting this putback right here. Another possession with Wemby, they had him moving and scrambling. He has to get out of the paint. He was guarding Josh Hart, kind of stay in the paint. Josh makes a shot. Now him going on the perimeter, Cat leaves him free for another offensive and one rebound. Like, Wemby's tired, fatigued, and after seeing that, having to run from the paint to contest a shot, he's like, damn, what do I do out here? Like, these are deflating plays, and Cat was a big part of the reason their comeback happened in the third quarter.
You know what the old people used to tell me, right? Yeah, that too, but to protect your feet. No, that part too, but it takes a village to raise a child. But it also takes a village to stop Wemby. And yes, Cat was great. But when you look at their defense last night, and when you look at what they done, Karl-Anthony Towns, yes, he was aggressive offensively, but it's defensive clips where he was sitting up there guarding the pick and roll. All right, the guy from the weak side corner was helping off on the tag, stopped Wemby from getting a dunk, and then Karl-Anthony Towns was able to play him aggressive no-one defense. And so going to Wendy's point, you got to accept the challenge, right? You got to accept the challenge. And I just keep going back to Paul Pierce because I just remember, like, in that LeBron series in 2008 in the semifinals, he went in the huddle. He was like, nah, Doc, I got him. He was talking about Braun. He's like, you're going to have to just bust my head to the white meat. Right. And I feel him on that. And that's the that I saw from Karl-Anthony Towns.
And you know what's the scariest thing for the San Antonio Spurs? It's the fact that the Knicks didn't flinch. Jalen Brunson goes out. They didn't flinch. They ran the offense through Karl-Anthony Towns. And most importantly, it's like they knew, oh, he's going to come back. He's covered in nails. And then lastly, after the game, they didn't flinch again. They didn't smile. They didn't celebrate. They felt like the job is not done. That's a very, very scary sign for the Spurs.
Yeah, but I do appreciate the introspection and the reflection that Karl-Anthony Towns shared after the game. He joined Inside the NBA, and he talked about his mother, Jackie. And Jackie died in 2020 after complications with COVID. And Karl said that he felt like Jackie was with him, that he felt that presence in a really special way. Take a listen.
I don't know what it was, but I just felt a calm and a peace that, I don't know, had to come from the woman above. So I felt really confident about today. I felt good all day. It was just a weird feeling. It felt like I was a kid getting ready to go play my Saturday AAU games and Sunday AAU games. And in a way, I felt like I was seeing her in the stands. And it was just, it was fun. It was really fun. And it was really comforting because, you know, game one of the NBA Finals, you're told how the pressure is going to be and everything is. And I don't know. It felt like a certain presence was here that was very comforting and very loving, and I felt like I could have fun out here in game one of the NBA Finals, which is the weirdest thing because you would expect to have the pressure at the highest.
And, you know, that's not something that we always get to hear from players, that sort of vulnerability, that sort of